Hello, in today's video, we'll find out about a special person in the Three Kingdoms who is none other than Liu Bei. So why is he so special like that? Let's come to know more about it right now. Liu Bei's real name is Liu Songday. He was born in 161 in Hebei, China. It's true that Liu Bei was born into a royal family. However, he isn't a person just sitting there and enjoying the riches. In his royal family, his grandfather was still a mandarin, but until his time he was just a farmer and very poor. Liu Bei's father passed away very soon, so he and his mother had to make ends meet. But the truth was that Liu Bei just sat there on raising dogs and horses, got tired and created relations with others. Besides, he extremely hates reading books. The evidence here is that his mom strives very hard so that Liu Bei could go to school. Luckily, he also had a chance to study with a good teacher at that time. However, Liu Bei was extremely lazy and couldn't learn anything at all. Frankly speaking, Liu Bei was not good at learning, but he's still a very smart person in terms of foreign affairs. Even though his family was poor, he still did a great job later and took 1/3 of China. Specifically, from the moment Liu Bei was still very young, he was famous for being good at speaking. And along with his origin in a royal family before, he created a lot of good relations with others who were rich and prestigious. Therein, we can't forget to mention the two brothers Wang Yu and Zhang Fei, and the two wealthy horse merchants who supported money for Liu Bei to build a strong army and have a fund for maintaining all of activities later. Specifically, when the Han Dynasty started to weaken, life also became chaotic. In the area, thieves and robbers started to bully the good people. Seeing that, Liu Bei gathered people that he had associated before and formed a small army to catch robbers, protecting all people. Because of that, he was supported very much and many people followed him. Thanks to this army, Liu Bei began to enter the battlefield. In 184, when Liu Bei was 23 years old, it was a group of rebels. The courts tried to call on the people for help and suppress them. Liu Bei knew that the time had come. He brought his army with the imperial army and then defeated the rebels in the districts. Therefore, he was made a district official after the campaign was successful. However, not long after that, the court sent a person to work. Unluckily, this one was very bossy. Liu Bei hit and punished him for a while and ran away with his people after that. Later, Liu Bei caught a robbery, but then was ordained a mandarin again and came back to the court. But not longer after that again, he lost his position because the robberies came for revenge. He had no way to resist but ran away the second time. It can be said that Liu Bei came to take refuge from one person to another. Under these people's power, he brought troops to fight and make great achievements, more and more respected and ordained. But no matter who he stayed with, it wasn't long at all because partly of his intelligence. People consider him as a threat and sought to destroy him. He was also unlucky when encountering people who often turned back. It wasn't until Liu Bei met Julian that Liu Bei could stand on his own. Talking about these two people's chance of meeting is also quite interesting. Julian heard that Liu Bei was a talented person and very good at attracting many other talents. In 207, when Liu Bei was 46, Julian was just only 26. Being a trustworthy person and having thousands of troops in hand, and fighting hundreds of battles, Liu Bei was still humbled himself, came to Julian's house 3 times to ask for help. Being humble himself in front of a 26-year-old person who had never experienced any battle like that shows that Liu Bei knew how his ability was and was not conservative as older and better. Moreover, he had no care between high and low. As long as that person was talented, he would respect him. When accepting to help Liu Bei, he gave Liu Bei Long Zhong Plan, would become a needle for Liu Bei to the end of his life. Unfortunately, carrying out Long Zhong Plan had a lot of difficulties. Before there was a big event in 220, Eastern Wu captured Jinhou and killed Wang Ju. At this time, the emperor of the Han Dynasty was also killed. Liu Bei ascended the throne and continued to rule the Han Dynasty. From that, the Shu Han Dynasty appeared. Because of not being recaptured in Jingzhou, all of the plans that Longzhong planned that Julian created could not be carried out anymore. He also had no chance to defeat Gao Wei and restore Zhongyuan. This contributed to affecting Liu Bei's health negatively. In 223, Liu Bei passed away at the age of 63. In the novel of the Three Kingdoms, people suppose that Liu Bei is just talented in using people, but useless in using troops. Actually, according to history, that isn't true. Liu Bei himself, when just starting his career, he led the army himself and achieved many great victories. So as a whole, we can consider Liu Bei as a well-rounded talented person, especially he's very good at eloquence and winning people's hearts. That's all about today. Thanks for watching the video. Goodbye and see you later.